Here is the Spring League star, Jake Bates, set to get this one going. And off we go from Ford Field. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. So that Cowboy offense takes the field, ready to go to work for the first time. They are led out by their quarterback, Dak Prescott.
He spent a lot of time, Mike, over these last couple days speaking to the media, and the thing that jumped out to me was just how confident he was in his team's preparation ahead of today's game. Now, only time will tell or not whether it makes a difference, but if his confidence is any indication of how they're going to perform, this could be a tough team to beat.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. Dak going to put it up right away. Oh, no, right at the start, he loses the football. And this is taken in by the defense. Well, the ball comes out, and the scramble for it, it ends up becoming a turnover, and the offense walks off the field disappointed with that fumble.
Mike, when you look at a stat sheet at the end of the game and you want to determine which team wins and which team loses, at the top of the list is ball security. Which team does a better job protecting it and which team does a better job taking it away.
So that Detroit offense taking the field for the first time. #1 overall pick in 2016 leads him out, Greg. It's quarterback Jared Goff.
I don't know if you saw it, Mike, but as the quarterback was taking the field, he took an extra couple seconds to thank his defense as they made their way to the sideline. Not only giving him the ball, but giving him the ball on what is a short field. Now, can he lead this offense and take advantage of the takeaway? They get a gift to start the game. Now you got to come away with points, and ideally, you want to come away with a touchdown.
Brought in by the tight end, Sam Laporta.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
2nd and a yard. Williams in motion. On play action, Goff. That's right side and brought in by Williams. And he'll be taken down.
Sudden change. So you find yourself defensively a little bit on your heels. Your offense just turned the ball over, and now you've got to go out and make a stand. Well, so far this offense has moved the ball pretty quickly, but can they dig in and at least force a field goal?
From the gun, it's Goff. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him.
Sometimes you just have to know when the play is over and live to play another down. He has pressure coming right at him, and instead of just throwing the ball away, he tries to escape, he tries to get creative, and he ends up losing a lot more yards than he should have.
First down was not very good. Here's 2nd and goal. Williams in motion. A 2nd down throw for Goff. That pass caught by Amon-Ra. And he'll be taken down just shy of the 10.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
From the gun, on 3rd down, it's Goff. And that is incomplete.
Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and none of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and let's also give some credit to the back end doing a nice job plastering with their assignment, and he had no choice but to throw it away.
Bates' kick is good. And the Lions are out to an early 3-0 lead.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
So after the field goal to open up the scoring, the kicker's back out for this kickoff. He fields it at the 8. Oh, he's got room past the 30. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. The Cowboys offense ready to possess the football for the second time. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. A first carry now for Rico Dowdle. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. They'll run with Dowdle. And he's going to take this past the 45. And that's good enough for a 1st down. A shotgun snap for Prescott. A throw on the move is caught.
This is a great example of why it's so critical that on defense, everybody does their job. You got a free hit blitzer coming right at the quarterback, but because they don't contain him in the pocket, they allow him to escape, and it doesn't allow that blitz to get home.
Here's a carry for Dowdle. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
He'll get this ahead for about 3. Alex Anzalone in for the tackle. They face 2nd down and 7. Operating from the gun, here's Dak. That one broken up. It's incomplete. All over him down the field. It'll set up 3rd down.
This offense is doing everything they can to quiet this crowd, and even though they missed on that long attempt, at least it sets the tone that they're going to continue to attack. If they can come up with a completion on one of those downfield passes, it's going to go a long way to settling themselves into this game.
Here's a screen coming for Dowdle. And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up 4th down.
I think this is one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the 1st down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks, and now they got a 4th down decision to make. And that's really well done here, Mike. I mean, everything's in rhythm. A good snap, a good hold, and a good kick ties this game.
So the field goal draws us even. It is now 3-3 as the kick's away. From the 6, here comes a return. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Lions offense ready for their 2nd possession. They'll set out in search of a first touchdown in this game. Just a pair of field goals to show. It's 3-3 as they start 1st and 10. First carry for David Montgomery. And he's brought down after a gain of a couple. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Williams in motion. Throwing on 2nd down. Goff. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules. And the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend. You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Cowboys offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. All even here in this opening quarter. And the drive will begin with 1st down. Prescott now. He's got the tight end, Luke Schoonmaker. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Now Prescott. Going to be pulled in by Dowdle. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line.
This is what every offense looks to do, Mike. They want to attack the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. And oftentimes, that's where the chunk plays come. Give it to your receiver on the move and let them do the rest.
On the ground, it's Dowdle. He'll move the pile forward. Let's give him a couple. Zadarius Smith, the linebacker, in on the stop. Second down and 8. Now Dowdle. And he'll get 6 on this one, moving it inside the 40-yard line. Now a 3rd and 2. Trying to pick this one up on the ground. They'll bring him down right at the 35, but that is good enough. They pick up the 1st down.
Nothing real fancy about this call here, Mike, right? In this 3rd and short, Just get the ball to your running back, make sure he has enough space to pick up the first down, and they're able to convert.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Dak. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down?
And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. But think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
1st and 10. Blown back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up 2nd down. They'll stick with him again. And the Cowboys are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Here's a run. A short game down to the 7. Now here's 2nd and goal. Prescott. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
3rd and goal. Here's Dak to throw. He'll try to run for it. Trying to reach for the goal line, but he's going to come up just short. Wow, that's going to set up 4th down.
You could tell that this defense was ready for this exact play call. They know that they're going to give their quarterback a chance both through the air and on the ground with his legs. They do a nice job stopping him short of the goal line to force 4th down.
So instead of going for the 1st down, in comes the field goal unit. Bit of a surprise here. 3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. And the Cowboys will take a 6-3 lead.
You know, I think it's safe to say here, Mike, as this offense leaves the field, they wanted to stay out there and go for it. But I think in this case, the coach is playing the long game. He understands that these 3 points now can end up being very valuable as this game moves along.
Back out is Brandon Aubrey. He had the field goal a moment ago, and now he'll send this one away. Here's Craig Reynolds to return. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The Lions offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down.
Even though it doesn't result in a sack, when you dial up the right pressure at the right time, Mike, sometimes that's all it takes to lead to that incompletion. The timing is just a little off between the quarterback and his intended target, and the ball falls incomplete.
He'll let this one go long for Williams. Oh, a lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete.
You know, there's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
That one on target for Williams. He's got it. And he will take this one in. 71 yards. Touchdown, Detroit. Third down. My focus, Greg, was on picking up the first down. Forget that. They go down the field and in the end zone for a touchdown.
Yeah, and I don't think it was just your focus, Mike. I think in this case, it was the defense's focus. They're so worried about where that first down marker was that they allowed them to get that ball up and over the top for the deep strike touchdown.
Now Jake Bates on for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Lions open the lead to 4. It's 10-6. So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. They're trying to pin him deep. They'll take this from the 3. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. The Cowboys offense headed back to take over once more. They trail by 4. A touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. Drive will start on the ground, and he's going to be bottled up quickly after a gain of about 1. It was Derek Barnes with the stop. Here's 2nd and 9. On play action, here's Dak. His fullback releasing, and he's going to bring it in. And nice work after the catch. He stopped a little short of the first down marker, but it is a pickup of 9.
So I don't think his fullback was his primary option on that play, but a really nice job by the quarterback working quickly through his progression, getting the ball down to his big fullback, and he's able to pick up a nice gain.
3rd and short. Prescott. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a first down.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
18 yards on the pickup there. First down, Cowboys.
In order for this play to be successful against man coverage, Mike, 2 things need to happen. 1, the quarterback has to anticipate the break. He has to get that ball out on time. And then the rest is the receiver creating the separation at the top. And when both are accomplished, you can see what the results are. To
the air again. Prescott. And he won't get away. Good open field tackle there to get him down behind the line.
We call them safeties because they're usually the last line of defense, but not here. On this play, he's up there at the line of scrimmage attacking the offense, and he takes him down for a negative play.
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. Now Prescott. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
They'll look to set up the screen here. And they were hoping for a little more on that one. Brought down well short of the first, so it'll bring up 4th down.
Anytime you call a running back screen, the key is the relationship between the offensive line and the running back. They have to be in sync perfectly to set up the big play. That wasn't the case here on 3rd down. He gets tackled short of the sticks.
3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. And the Cowboys cut the deficit down to 1.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
Back out is Brandon Aubrey. He had the field goal a moment ago, and now he'll send this one away. This will be returned from the 6. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. Here's the Detroit offense now, headed back onto the field. Their lead is just a point as they begin it on this drive with 1st and 10. Goff. He'll get that into the hands of Williams. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Throwing, Goff. Right side, it's Laporta, the tight end. And they'll whistle him down, but not before it picks up a 1st down after a gain of 7.
This play is actually really well defended here. But I'll tell you, Mike, as you know, my philosophy is the tight end is always open, and this just supports my case.
Goff with the give to Montgomery. And he'll get forward for about a yard. It was Marshawn Nealon there to stop him. One quarter in the books. It's the Lions who have the early lead. And we are back to the Motor City in a moment. Here's a 2nd and 9. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. Off the play fake, here's Goff. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback.
And that is incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
Here's Jack Fox now. He'll punt for the second time, looking to pin the opponent back deep. And no chance to down this one. He carries deep into the end zone for a touchback. The Cowboys offense and running back Rico Dowdle getting set for this next drive. The deficit is 1 as they'll search now for that go-ahead score. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. To throw is Dak. Pressure gets there, and down he goes.
As this offense continues to try to find its way out of this hole, things are going to just continue to get more difficult if they can't protect the passer. The longer you trail, the more the defense knows you need to throw the ball, and they're going to have to protect their quarterback a lot better than they did there.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. To throw is Prescott. And that pressure too great. He's going to be sacked in the end zone. And that is a safety. So first the decision to throw down here backed up near your own goal line. And the defense gets to the quarterback, sacking him, Greg, in the end zone for a safety.
Mike, anytime you're willing to call a pass backed up this deep in your side of the field, you have to trust that your quarterback is going to have the clock in his head to get the ball out of his hand. In this case, he holds on to it too long. The defense is able to get to him in the end zone, and it results in the safety.
So now, after the safety, here comes a free kick from the 20-yard line. Fielded at the 9. Now an opening past the 30. The Lions offense ready to take over once more. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Goff. His throw on 1st down is going to be incomplete.
I think that play probably results in a completion if that protection just holds up a little bit longer. It was that initial pressure in the face of the quarterback that forced him to get rid of that ball a little bit earlier than he wanted. Disrupts that timing, ruins the play.
A 2nd down throw for Goff. A throw complete to Tim Patrick. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
This may look like a simple connection, Mike, just pitch and catch, but I can promise you the amount of time these two guys have spent together on the practice field, in the meeting rooms, just getting on the same page, seeing the game through the same set of eyes, it makes what's pretty difficult seem a lot easier.
And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. They'll go play action with Goff. He'll let this one go long for Williams. That ball incomplete. Got the hands in there to break it up. Could have been a big gainer. Instead, it sets up a 3rd down.
So, of course, you prefer to connect on that throw, but think about it like this, Mike. The more they continue to test this defense downfield, the more it's going to open up some of those shorter passes underneath.
He'll get this one complete to St. Brown.
He's in a really nice rhythm here on 3rd down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. Here's Goff. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down.
He decides to go with this safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
They move Laporta, sending him in motion. On second down, Goff. He'll find Montgomery out of the backfield. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
And what really stands out about this drive is the ability of the quarterback to really spread the ball around to multiple targets and put so much pressure on the defense, deciding who do they want to account for, because no matter who they try to take away, the quarterback's doing a nice job of finding the open man.
Patrick motioning here. On first and 10, here's Goff. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play caller. Him and the quarterback seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes, and there is a lot of room to operate.
They move Laporta, sending him in motion. He'll throw it left and has his running back. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up second and 5.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback, understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver, who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hand, and results in a completion.
It is caught left side by St. Brown. And this drive's going to continue. They bring him down, but not before he picks up first and goal for his team.
There's this misconception out there, Mike, that in the NFL, you have to run the same amount of run plays as you do pass plays. And as you're seeing in this drive, you can fall on one side of that coin a little bit more as long as you're able to remain effective and
he is in. David Montgomery. Touchdown, Detroit. Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finish it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
Here's Bates for the extra point. He's got it. And the Lions add on one more as they extend their second quarter lead. So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. From the 6, here comes a return. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. So now here are the Cowboys. Their offense ready to make their way back onto the field. The deficit is at 10, so an important drive forthcoming. Getting started with first and 10. Pistol now for Prescott. Catch is made. That is Schoonmaker. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. They'll turn and hand this one off. He'll work forward to the 40-yard line. Jack Campbell, the former first-round pick, there to wrap him up. Here's a 3rd down and 4. A shotgun snap for Prescott. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan, and then when that breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the second phase and what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver and almost play him man-to-man, and it's exactly what they did here, and there was nowhere for the ball to go, and he's forced to just throw it away.
The Lions offense. And their running back set to go once more. Their lead is 10. They go back to work, try to add to it. It begins with 1st down. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. He'll let this one go long for Williams. That one broken up. It is incomplete. They tried the shot on 1st down, couldn't connect. It'll bring up 2nd down.
We've already seen these two guys connect for a touchdown in this game, and had they been on the same page there, I think they would have been able to add to that total. Unfortunately for them, just a little bit off, and it falls incomplete.
Throwing on 2nd down, Goff. Working the sideline, that's St. Brown. Got to get it to the 30. Here comes 3rd down. To throw is Goff. Oh, no chance to get rid of that one. Under a heavy rush, he goes down.
What really stood out to me, Mike, was the body language of the middle linebacker prior to the ball being snapped. So often we see the guy who's blitzing, they get a little antsy and they tip their hand. But that wasn't the case here. He times it perfectly, nobody accounts for him, and he comes away with the sack.
Here's their punter now, as he'll hit this from just outside of his own goal line. The return, it is Turpin. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The visitors' offense back onto the field for their next possession. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. Play fake. Prescott. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete.
Pretty clear approach here, Mike. You're just trying to take advantage of the size of your tight end versus a smaller defender, and you're just saying box him out and go up for an offensive rebound and get the ball at its highest point. In this case, it falls incomplete, but if they continue to get that matchup, this quarterback's not going to shy away from giving his big tight end a shot.
And he'll gain about 6 there as it's up past the 35-yard line. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Operating from the gun, here's Dak. The open man is Tolbert. That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a 1st down.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on third downs, that is a recipe for success.
On 1st and 10, Prescott. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Up the middle they go. He'll be stopped after a pickup of about 3. The big lineman, Aleem McNeil, ends the play there. Here's 3rd and 7. From the shotgun, it's Dak. He'll let this go deep for Tolbert. That one is batted away. Incomplete. No separation that time. Tightly defended. It brings up 4th down.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it. Continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them, there is a lot of space open underneath.
The home team's offense ready to take over possession of the football. We'll see how they want to attack things here, backed up deep in their own end. It's 1st and 10. Patrick motioning here. Quick throw here is complete. Here's 2nd and 6. Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. He'll get this to his tight end, Laporta. That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a 1st down.
This pitch and catch may have looked routine, but I promise you, Mike, these types of anticipatory throws, especially outside the numbers, they don't occur without countless reps, oftentimes when nobody's even watching.
They move Laporta, sending him in motion. He'll swing this one out.